let you get the rest of it.
Don't hold me
All
to
right,
it.
good luck, Deborah. Our next caller is Crystal from Milledgeville. Good evening, Crystal.
Yes, I have, my question is, my son he took a plea for 10 years for armed robbery and false imprisonment. He actually pleaded not guilty to begin with, and they gave him this plea instead of trying him for 40 years. I was just wondering if we could appeal it.
The only way that you could change anything after a guilty plea is to try to withdraw the guilty plea. But what that would do is it would carry your son back to where he started, where he's still facing these, even if the judge permitted him to withdraw the guilty plea, and there's certain elements that you have to meet in order for a judge to allow you to do that, and it's discretionary in any event. But you can try to withdraw the guilty plea, but then that puts you back at square one, where he's still facing criminal charges. He's still going to be either taking another plea or going to trial with it. So once you enter a plea, especially because they execute so much paperwork to make sure that he's in the right frame of mental mind, usually having counsel assist him, it's pretty difficult to have a plea withdrawn.
Holly, isn't there also a time limit in which he would have to withdraw that plea?
There is. There are some extraordinary circumstances where they will let you can get the judge to permit you to come back later, even after the time has run, but that would be in the judge's discretion.
I know a lot of times there's a plea arrangement made, a plea bargaining, and once that's done, the judge does not have to follow that, but does the judge have to let the defendant know that I'm not going to be bound by this? How does that work?
Yes, when you go up to have a plea, if it's a joint recommendation where both the state and the criminal defendant will be making a joint recommendation to the court doesn't have to accept it, but if they don't want to accept it, they don't leave you up there having entered your plea. They tell you before you enter the plea so that you can withdraw and either start renegotiating, or you can do what's commonly referred to as a blind plea, which is where each side would argue sentencing to the judge, and the judge would issue the sentence.
And you're not saying it's a step she should take, though, Holly, but you're saying that, that it is a process that you are going to have to go through.
If you're going to enter a plea, right, the judge, you have to come, it's going to be a joint recommendation, you have to come to an agreement with the state, and the judge has to accept the plea for it to be final.
Okay.
And if the judge doesn't accept it, then they can say, I'm not taking this, and then you go back and try to renegotiate.
Okay.